What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the strip. Welcome to the app. Welcome to the shop. Coffee shop. Right here on Coffee Talk app. What's up? Let me holler at y'all right quick, man. Y'all know I tend to go and jump straight into my topics. Oh, hit me early. Y'all know how we do here at the coffee shop. So you know I'm sipping Starbucks Verona. And this is the thing. First of all, I shout out to all my subscribers, new and old, all my supporters, new and old, and shout out to everybody that I deal with and mess with outside here, or on here, should I say. So, salute and shout out to Kwame Brown, shout out to Mr. Skinny TV, shout out to the Star Report, shout out to Coolin and the crew. Shout out to T3 Polar Bear. Shout out to Miss 504. She over there doing her thing. You feel me? So many, man. So many. Shout out to Jamil Peterson. Shout out to Abova. I need y'all to check her out. Independent entrepreneur, doing clothes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'll be on that clothes stuff and on that fashion, that brand and stuff. So link up with her, see what, you know what I'm saying? Make some purchases. Put some money in her pocket so she can help you put some money in your pocket or help you look better. So, with that being said, let's just jump right into this. So, did all y'all get y'all New Year's resolutions out the fucking way? You didn't? Let me see something. In the comment section, y'all already know. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And this is not a platform for the weak. So, comment. That's what we do here. We comment, we have dialogue. We help each other out. We build over here. Real talk, we build. Also, I'm about to start going live. Thanks to T3 and Coolin and Mr. Skinny TV and Star Report. Those 4 platforms were 4 that I observed. I watched the come up. I watched the content. I watched how they treat the subscribers. And I applaud that. So shout out to those 4 platforms. Real solid on what they do. They got their lanes under control and they smooth. So yeah, so did you get all those New Year resolutions out the way? I got one that I bet you not nobody thought about. Because see, this is where we fall very short. We keep blaming these young people for our shit fucked up. We keep saying they killing people and they doing this and they filthy, they down, they fucked up. But I also keep seeing the same shit. I keep seeing the same people that tend to make videos about this shit be the non-active factors. You feel me? So they'll report on this ignorant shit, but they won't bring no resolution because they have no intellect to bring resolution to even the conversations or the videos. But also what I want to go further into is the fact that we tend to say that these kids are so lost or that they fucked up and they've been raised wrong when they all come out of one of our homes. So it's reflection time. See, because I done seen dads talk about how they son ain't shit and he doing this in the field and he out there in the streets. He just want to be a fucking knucklehead. Beep, beep, boo, boo. Hold on. Yeah, what you need? Yeah, I got it. I'm on my way. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This nigga ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I try to get the nigga to go to school, you know what I'm saying? So I pick him up early so I can chop it up with him. I got him riding with me, you know what I'm saying? We busting notes. I'm trying to tell him about this and this and that. So you picked him up, got him riding with you while you selling dope and whatever else. Talking about you trying to tell him how not to be in the streets. When I bet you haven't paid attention to the main reason he want to be in the streets is because he looking at you, and every time he asks for something, you're able to give it to him, and you're able to give it to him because what he's observing is that's your profession, or that's your jig over there, and that's how you getting that bread. He wants to be like you. He or she. Another part of this accountability on the kids not raising themselves because they didn't even ask to be here is this. That thin line between tough love and giving up. Now this is where it might hurt a couple people's feelings. That's not my intention. But as I always say, there's a pair of shoes around here for everybody. If I present one and it's your type, feel free. You hear me? So what I'm saying is there's a thin line between giving up and tough love. Let me give you an example. When we were growing up, something we heard a lot of was, well, if you can't live by my rules, you can get out this house. You can go to the streets. Because I ain't got to deal with it. Now, this has multiple layers of perspective here because from a person who's not a parent, they may see that and listen to that and say, oh, that's good. That's a good message. These kids need that. To a parent that is a good parent, but it has maybe some financial hurdles or some other type of hurdles that's going on, that's definitely not what they should be saying. And to the parents that are just abundantly great or spoilers, is definitely yet again the wrong message. Here we go. So your child is acting whatever. You keep threatening to kick them out or put them out. They're not even 18 yet. We were getting threatened like that when we were like 13 years old. At what point do the parent buckle down and look at self in the mirror and say, wait a minute. Because I could go for this, what they call tough love, or I could, which is giving up in a lot of instances, or I can push myself as far as I can to make sure this child has better positioning for his or her future. What do I mean? Sacrifices got to be made that y'all don't want to make. I'm just going to be blunt with you. See, some of y'all don't want to not go to the bar out of fear of missing something. When ain't shit going on there but the same hoopla and shootings and the same goofy shit. But you don't want to sacrifice that bar time to save that little bit of bread. Why would you do that? Well, if you save that little bit of bread somewhere during the week, you can surprise your child with a surprise or something of great influence because you're the parent. They shouldn't have to wait for birthday to feel like they're special. They shouldn't have to wait for Christmas to feel like they're special. So you get your chips and you want to go get some brand new rims, knowing your son is full of D's and F's. Now, as I always tell y'all, don't think I'm speaking to you from outside of this because I'm a parent as well. So I've been guilty of some of the same things. But I'm talking to you from an experience and a wise position and a person who takes his experiences, whether good or bad, learns, take notes, analyzes, then reproduce or move on to the next level of life. So don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say I'm better at parenting than anybody, but I have been a parental peer counselor. I have been a counselor for young new parents. So I do know this area. I've been a child and I am a parent. So all the bases is covered here. Sometimes tough love is given up, especially to a parent that it just was too much to handle. Too much probably because you're weak. See, I've seen parents buckle on the strength that this kid is a good graded kid. I know some. We grew up together. Their grades were nothing wrong with them. Only place they were defiant was at come home times. They never did what I did, which was I missed 2-3 days before I come home. I come in and out, change clothes, and be gone. They didn't even do that. They probably came in half hour too late, fucking around with us. Here and there during the week, they moms put them out. His or her. I'm giving you the script, so that you can see before you do this to your child that you have to stand a little bit firmer on saying you're an adult or saying you got your shit together, since we like to throw that at the young people all the time. Well, I got my shit together. You need to get your shit together. Well, you need to rewind and think back. You didn't get your shit together by yourself. You hear me? So what do? They say get out. Okay, so you trying to teach them a lesson. In your mind, I'm telling you from an example that I've known. In your mind, it's, oh, I'm leaving them outside till tomorrow. I know you're going to be back in the backyard or in the garage or around the house. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't got nowhere to go. He probably going to go spend the night over his friend's house. Okay, now let me tell you something. This particular night becomes the best or worst and worst day of this child's life. Think about this. He or she has never seen this end of the hood, because they're usually in the house during these particular hours that now they're outside. It's new to them. They're about to experience some things that they've never experienced, some things that might hook them. You hear me? That nightlife is a mother. So now what he partying with his dudes who he never could really be outside late with like that. Now what they doing? They drinking and smoking, but he usually in the house, so he really ain't consuming like they be consuming. So he a little bit of his hookup. They do this all the time, but since they be with him mostly throughout the early part of the day, they assume he is him all the time, and that he or she is prepared for this, because that's how we think. He don't be with us at this time of night, he or she. Here go an incident, it goes down, that person wasn't there, but they here right now. When this retaliation or this repercussion or consequence spins and comes back around 360 to us, they hear that's the person that gets hurt, killed, in jail, or some ignorant shit. Because you didn't want to be the parent and be firm, just firm. If the child leaves and runs away, that's a different story. That's a different story. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the thin line between giving up and tough love. I've seen parents, when we was growing up, you start getting a bag, they jealous because of what you doing with your bag and put you out because you don't want to spend your money the way they think you should spend your money. Now where you at? In the streets with some bag on you with a bunch of new opportunities. You hear me? Your child come home with a D or an F. You put them out. Talking about I ain't having that in my house. Instead of you picking up that book, learning it with them, and walking them through it. Trying to help improve the grade. We got to stop doing this. Because there's a very thin line between tough love and giving up. Now, if you look outside, you see a bunch of giving up versus tough love. When you look at the numbers would tell you that there's more giving up going on than there is tough love. We're not going to go into this bullshit myth where, the children are younger, the parents are younger now. And when you do numbers and research and history on this too, you'll find out that you've been lied to about that too. My grandfather was 17 years older than my grandma. You hear me? My mom had me, I think her last year of high school. Most of her peers, their kids, were my age. So there were a number of women and girls having kids at that age. See, y'all gotta stop listening to the propaganda box. Become educated so you'll know what is being told to you is bullshit and what's not being told to you is or is not the bullshit, because you're gonna regurgitate these actions to your kids. Some of y'all people and parents and grandparents told y'all bullshit growing up. Some of that shit just wasn't correct. Not saying that they were bad people. They might have been miseducated and just didn't know. Some of them were reaching for sources of information to make better and just couldn't find the angles. So you never want to say, well, they ain't teach us shit. See, I get tired of also hearing the young people too, because you can't escape this. The young people saying, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? The old OG niggas ain't show us shit. Show you what? The street. When we was coming up, the OGs, I didn't have OGs. I'm speaking now in terms that you will understand, in layman's terms, so you can understand the conversation. I don't identify with that term or none of that shit. But I got a video somewhere down there that talk about that. But anyway, so the older guys, when we was coming up, they never promoted the shit to us. Like, real talk. If we walked up to the corner store and it was like 4, 5, block guys, bro, if you came out that store and lollygag, them niggas was on your ass. Why was they on your ass? Because they knew your family. They knew your family. So they was on your ass. They didn't want you around them because they didn't want to. We don't want to look bad. Like, we making you or influencing you to do the shit. So you get people that don't want to, like young people that don't want to be accountable and say, when you say OG and big homie, you saying that you are weak and you need this person as that role model or as this figure. It's not because your daddy wasn't at home and this and that, especially if you left home and dad was at home. Some of y'all done left home staying with grandma and uncle and daddy at home if they brothers and shit like that. So we not going to be feeding them to these fucking stupid ass stereotypes. We going to be properly educated and start passing the correct message. Some of y'all men, when you see your son, he walking past you and his pants tight as all hell and they low riding and he got a belt on and you still see his drawers and you don't put your hands on him and say some shit to him, then it's your fucking fault. Period. Matter of fact, we're going to go a little bit deeper because 9 times out of 10, you and mama bought the clothes for him. So when daughter running past you, talking about she running up in the house, all them boys down the street was touching on me, don't go reaching for your strap. When you and mama went and bought her that mini skirt and sent her outside to play. I'm not saying it was correct for nobody to do nothing to nobody, but what I'm saying is be able to accept the consequences of what you're doing. Know the scope of what you're doing. That's what I mean by there's a very thin line between giving up and tough love. So now you want to come in and talk about a youth that you done threw out there, though. So you complaining because the streets raised them? When you know the streets wasn't shit before you put them out there, you know that it was always healthier to stay in home, regardless of what you might have to deal with. I'm talking about outside of those abusive homes and where the bullshit be at, but you know what I'm saying. So we not gonna keep playing this game. We want to still walk around with our chest poked out, and our asses poked out, and our lips all perked up, our wigs popped up. Man, niggas walking around with fake ass wigs on their fucking head, bald in the bitch, but they got 360 waves for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Man, get the fuck out of here. We part of the problem. We gotta help fix the problem. You got them people that say, well, what we gonna do? Well, I ain't trying to help. I ain't really trying to be nobody. Because your child, your relatives, is still circulating and operating in this world, though. You feel me? In that reality, they're still moving around. So the fact that you don't want to do anything to help detour, you'd rather just be you, means that you'd rather just be part of the problem. Because if you're not part of the solution, you damn sure part of the problem. Quit putting these kids out. Stand the fuck up. How about that? You want to challenge them to grow up and be upstanding young adults. They got to see some upstanding adults first. You pushing the celebrities and the stars and whatever you call those people on them as role models and influencers and shit like that. You pushing it because you don't want to be it. You too scared and you too weak to be it. Hell, you still in love with being influenced. That's why you come home and turn on a reality show. Or you come home and you go straight to football or basketball or some bullshit like that. Or you come home and you go straight to the bar. Or you go home and the first thing you do is you straight to the Chinese store to get some new hair. That's why. Remember, go down there and watch the video. To raise kids is not to watch them and observe until societal adulthood. Raise means to raise. Raise. You hear me? Go down there and watch the video on that. It's a thin line, my good parents, my good people. You want them to have critical thinking, but you don't want to think critically in teaching them. Some want them pants because daddy walked in the house looking like that. T-shirt too small. You can see a nigga lower tummy. Then his drawers. Then his belt. Pants too tight. Shoes big and stupid. T-shirt way too tight. They following after the niggas on TV. Niggas ain't wearing chains no more. They fucking necks is choked up. Trying to wear 4 and 5 chains. Man, stop this dumbass shit. That shit don't live with us. We are living this shit that they're selling back to us. This your life that he talked about on the rap song. You know what I'm saying? How they stepping and sliding, popping and shit. Y'all living this shit. Now there's small pockets and groups or a couple of them that actually live it, but y'all living this day to day. The stories they telling, you relate because they're creating the energy that perpetuates y'all continually doing this shit. You hear me? And those of us who know, we ain't doing shit about it. This is what these platforms is for real. So we can get together and chop it up. With nobody controlling what the fuck we got going on. We can get these kids together and build this generational wealth. You hear me? Phase 1, YouTube money. Phase 2, cooperative economics. Phase 3, building. Let's get it. And so forth and et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hypothetically saying. But that's what this is for. Coffee Talk app. Welcome to the strip. Welcome to the app. Welcome to the shop. Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk app. Big Dean. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Get in them comments, man. Get in them comments. Hit that like. Some messages deserve and is here to circulate amongst each other so we can build shit properly. Put this in your community tab. Watch it with your kids. Y'all know how I feel about cuss words. Look a video down. You might see that video too. So don't act funny. But I'll be back. You know what it is.